Welcome everybody for coming to my official first committee meeting. And it's January 24 of 2025. First we'll go over the old business. Let's see, the December 2nds were accepted and published. We went over the officer nominations and elections. Those were all unanimous. We went over the Remick Cemetery, which is on the sign that was purchased by Acton Shapley Historical Society has been put up since the last meeting, so that's great. And let's see, I was just wondering what else needed to be done in order to complete that. Let's see, we also touched on the cemeteries that we could clean up this year, including Goose Pond, Acton Corner Cemetery, and Goodwin Cemetery. And then we should probably visit some of the cemeteries and list the ones that need most attention, that we could clean up and repair this year. Let's see.
When we gather that, if you want, I can make a spreadsheet or something to give everybody.
Oh yeah, that'd
And
be
we can
awesome.
kind of like prioritize, start with like most first through least worried about. type
Yeah,
of thing.
that would be awesome. Be great for everybody to have. So Steve addressed that there's a third of the cemeteries in Acton that aren't identified, and on the interactive map, which you grabbed the last meeting, to go over with your friend Blair,
Yep,
that was gonna help us with that as well.
yep. Blair has made significant progress with that.
Oh.
Took it to another level, which I'll present at the end of the meeting. So
Yep.
I have stuff to show you that's really cool. And he just had an operation. If not, I would have went over and probably grabbed all the paperwork. I think he might be done, so it might be ready to turn into.
Oh wow, so we'll have it for the April.
I'm pretty confident. I don't want to say 100%, but I'm pretty
Right.
confident he'll have everything that we have done. I think he's already got it done.
Oh wow, that was fast.
Yeah, well, he just sits at home because of his bad back and he has nothing to do, so he's
Yeah.
always looking for something.
Perfect. All right.
So, and I think he's going to join as a board member when he gets done. He's joined as a lifetime member with the Historical Society, and he was good friends with Jim Driscoll, and used to do all the drone flying for search and rescue for dogs and so forth, and the pets. So he has got some pretty decent videos that I'll show today of the graveyard, so he's gonna be getting each one videotaped, and I'll explain that all later.
Oh, that's great. Okay, that's exciting. Let's see. We also discussed that the cemetery committee now has 4 money accounts. The non-veteran, veteran, miscellaneous, and I can never say it, perpetual, right? Perpetual fund. And we were discussing putting that into one. Was that correct from
Yeah.
last time? So that's something.
Except for the
we can-
perpetual, that's its own thing.
Right.
The other ones together.
Let's see, so I just put together, what we requested from the town of Acton for our budget. We can add to it, take out of it, whatever. I want everybody to kind of have their input. The D2 cleaner obviously is an expense. Buckets, brushes, flags, tree removal, the brass markers, education, if we were gonna do anything with that. Let's see, materials for the tripod, container that you had mentioned last time. Tools, and I think that we need like a list maybe of a breakdown of how much it would be. I think probably, could you do that, come up with like, I don't know,
Yeah,
price list, so we can.
if have a list of the tools needed,
Yeah,
quantities and things like that, I can try and look at a couple different places, hardware stores and stuff,
mhm,
to kinda see price wise. Obviously, you don't wanna pay more than you have to,
right,
so,
yeah, so, I mean, I just put a couple things down here, but I'm sure that, like, I don't have chainsaw down there. Should,
now, something like that, John, do you know if we're, if it is coming out of a budget that we're given, do we still, if it's less than, what is it, $5,000, you don't have to go to bids for stuff? We can-
$1,000.
$1,000, okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had
Yep,
that in my head. So that I do that properly.
and then, yeah, so if we could do that, just kinda get some kind of idea how much we wanna be able to spend on the tools. I think that it would be really nice to have tools that we could just go get, use, and
Mhm.
then store them somewhere safe. All right, and then the last thing was, the website, and to make sure that Tracy could get access to it, to update it, which I took a look at it, and obviously it needs needs some updating. And Jennifer said that she would connect Dan and Tracy together, and then we can, you know, go from there. If I haven't heard from them in a week, like by the end of next week, then I'll touch base with her and all of that. But, she did want us to keep in mind that if we're posting the pictures of stones and cemeteries that are on private property, that we should, ask for permission in advance and maybe get it in writing. So we'll have to,
Then I won't,
well,
because I posted on Facebook and nobody questions it, so
yeah,
I'll just refrain from putting pictures up.
Yeah, most of the cemeteries that are on private property, the homeowner doesn't own that cemetery,
yeah,
so.
so we'll,
And I thought the rule was if it was 50 years or newer, you had to get permission. If it was older, it didn't. It was a free.
I know Ron and Shapley, was posting all the cemeteries and who was buried there, and then he got gigged, cause if someone's been buried for less than 25 years, you can't put their name online.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because what I'm gonna show you is gonna definitely fall into thinking about that, so.
yeah. And so when you have, you know, when you and Dan are talking, maybe this would be like a great time to maybe ask if we could put something in the weekly, newsletter,
Yep.
newsletter, and, see if we can spark up some interest from the community and
Yep, will do.
that. Let's see, so, the new business would be the budget breakdown, which we can go over that. The map update, which you'll talk about after. Field trips to cemeteries, we can tentatively make some kind of, you know, plan for that. At this time, you know, we're in winter time, so I'm not sure how, you know, if we should wait till, you know, it gets warmer or.
Yes, please.
Yep. It is freezing out. We talked about last time, which we were gonna talk about this time, the replacing of bad markers and the laser cutting of the stones. And I think that's that breakdown. Do we have any other business to talk about? Other than these things?
If you don't, then I'll lead into this.
Yeah, right?
All right, so unfortunately, y'all gotta come over, because I can't show everybody.
One second.
Sure thing, if you got something.
Yes, on the field trips to the cemeteries, Wouldn't you think it'd be best to set up dates now while we're all here, and then we can set aside, because we all get busy in the summer?
Oh,
Just
yeah,
Pick a date, and then we can start then and have it all lined up?
sure, we can try to do that, and if something comes up or whatever, then we can touch base at that point.
Yeah.
Yep, we can, and of course, I didn't bring a calendar, but, yeah, we can work on that. Do we want to do that now, or?
Or at our next, everybody think about it, we could do it for our next meeting next month.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying if you need a calendar.
Oh, sweet.
I know I have my calendar with me.
Yeah, so why don't we, we'll come up with when we're gonna meet next, and then
Okay.
we'll have that in mind so we can go on our field trip. All right, so, is there anything else? Anybody?
Just something to think about as far as field trips go. When we first started the committee, there was like 6 or 8 of us all going to one of them. And that overwhelmed a few people I knocked on the door. Like, who's this gaggle of people on my property? So maybe some of the ones that are like on the main road or, are in the middle of nowhere, you can have everybody like go together one day, but maybe if it's someone on someone's property or in their field or whatever it is, maybe just make it a smaller group.
Or contact them earlier.
No, I've got contact, I didn't even think about that, but I got contact info for most of the
Yep.
cemetery landowners, so when you have somebody come up with a pistol on their belt and,
Jeez.
oh yeah, that was one of them.
Oh,
Yeah, that was fun.
oh
Yeah.
boy. Yeah, yeah, so we can plan on that. 'Cause there's plenty of them that are on the side of the road, right?
Yeah.
And I have an excursion, I think I can take all of you. One excursion. Yeah, so anything else? If not, we can huddle around.
Gather around, you two old three, you'll want to come.
Huddle around.
It'll be a little hard navigating. I should have brought a mouse with me, so I'll remember to do that if we do this again. So through Blair's help, I didn't know this. He said it's been available for about 20 years now. There's Google Earth. Google Earth lets you make virtual reality maps. So if I hit File, View All Projects, I've made a whole bunch now that I know how. Here's Acton Cemetery. So this is a list of all the existing cemeteries that we have documented. If you double click on one, it'll immediately bring you to it, which you can see, and this also gives you the ability to use tools. I think that was what I used my tools, sorry. Measurement. So if you saw a site, like there's some cemeteries are right next to each other, you can measure and you can see, so you can plan out. But with this, escape, I'll double click that again. There's these flyouts that you can add, like the wiki pages. So what Blair's done is what he ended up putting into the virtual map for Acton. He's added all that information to every single one of them. So he's got all of this stuff added, and you can also add, pictures, you can add descriptions, and you can add videos. So with that, I'll lower this, and I'll go to one of the videos that he's already recorded. This is for the Trafton Cemetery in Shapley, so I told him to stop doing Shapley and focus on Acton. So what he's doing, he's gonna fly the drone in. He's gonna go around the graveyard, then he's gonna go to every single stone, one after another. And we'll be able to set this up so that, again, if you want an image of it, we can take the snippets out of YouTube as well, and you can put the stone in all the history. So all of this will be accessible right through that. So I've been using it for work now, and I've been building what I call a Huzzy Earth for the company, and I've been putting all our projects in, all the videos and images of the projects. So that's why I was worried about the year, so we just gotta make sure the image that we show is older than 25, which will be easy to do. Then we'll make this available, cause this is called a KLM file, and they're virtually, everything is free. So you can share those to your website, so once we get this done, like through Acton Shapley Historical Society, we'll be able to share this. And I'm sure whatever Acton's doing might be similar, I'm not sure what the end result of their map is gonna look like.
Oh, shopping.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna show a map with the,
You're
But-
talking about the Acton.
the one that
That Blair.
is working on
Yeah,
paper.
that's a, like a GPS.
Yeah.
All towns have them.
Yeah, well, I haven't
It's
seen one, so I
similar
don't
to this,
know.
except you don't have like, you can't like zoom in and,
Okay, yeah. So this to me brings it to the next level, and we'll be able to keep adding these, and you can add the GPS coordinates or any of that. So,
Great.
and it literally took, I don't know, 3 hours or 4 hours to put all the Acton stuff in. So,
That's every cemetery in town?
yeah,
The ones that we
So is
know
that
about.
a file that could be uploaded to
yeah,
GIS?
I can throw it on a thumb drive and you can have it right now.
That's something that we could send to the GIS.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, cause let me go back to it.
And get all those old
So then we
cemeteries.
don't
That
need-
way there,
Then we
that
don't
way there
need
you don't have to
paper
go
copy.
around and put down everything, mark it on a map.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
Jay's already
there's,
got all that information.
there's,
We just have to find out if that's a form that they'll accept.
right, and if not, then Blair's got the paper, the big paper copies of the maps.
With all the coordinates.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's, if I would had a mouse, I could do this better, but I was trying to go down, but I mean, just any of these are all here, and, you know, like, there's 2 cemeteries right here, which one's an unknown one, and one you call D Cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of stuff unidentified, but what's great about this, through edit, let me click this, you know, I can go in here and add descriptions, I can go down and I can add, media, or, like I said, the URL, or other information, like, for the Trafton one in Shapley, where the videos are for, I started to work on adding the videos to that one. We don't know that that's called Trafton, but there's Traftons in the cemetery, so some of this will be whatever we decide to name it. So,
And like most of these, I have like photos maybe from like 10 years ago, but, you know. I can give
but
you guys-
anything, we can add it in here, cause it can be a before and after video, it's all there. And once it's out on the website, it's gonna help others to search or look around, or, you know, it's just, yeah, it's really simple to do it. So,
So the
that's
unknown
my
one,
spiel.
you don't know anything about the unknown one that's there.
No, I don't
that
know, I
was a
defer
weird
to
one.
Steve
Yeah.
on that.
is that the Sanborn Road one that?
No, it's, it goes, it's not Old Trees.
No,
It ends up going into Shorty Road, was it?
yeah, I was just trying to see which road
Is that
this
the one
was.
down by Godding Road?
Godding, it's on Godding Road,
It's
yeah.
on Godding,
Yeah, it's
okay.
in some,
Yep,
So we have no history of who that is.
right, right, cause he took all the information off of the Acton cemetery lists that we've been keeping up
Yeah,
with.
okay.
I was trying to see if there was a street name or something.
Yeah, I think it sometimes does it if you hit layers.
Curtis's maybe?
And then
The current owners or?
Yeah, I met them a few years ago.
Goose, Godling, good, thank you.
Yep.
Godling Road. Yeah, there's a lot of information you can pull out of this, I'm just starting to dabble with it and learn it right now, so.
That was Godding Road.
Yeah. Yeah, that one ends up, going into just a trail.
So you can do this with anything, fire hydrants for the fire department, they probably already have it, but,
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have my own ones, but yeah. it's-
Sorry, what's the
I
fire
got a couple.
yeah.
It's just one that doesn't really work, we just
Oh, no,
know
no,
that it's there.
there's like a stone wall, it's in their woods, and I was looking at one, I think the unknown, and then on the other side, there was a couple of like slates that were like carved into, and they're like like a little kid did it, kinda deal. And there was like a D on one of them.
So that's why it's called the D cemetery?
That's it, that's
Yeah.
as smart as I got on that one.
Well, there's the description, because if you gave me that information, we'd add that underneath the
Yeah.
description, so it's captured.
But even if it's not identified, it's now,
Got a
it's
name.
there, so we
Location is
know,
known.
so
Yeah.
that if all of us had an accident tomorrow, and we were all wiped off the face of the earth,
Yeah.
there'd be
There's a
a
record.
record there.
Right.
Yeah, and we can add the GPS coordinates too, just by adding it in.
Yeah, and that's gonna get to the GIS guys, so they
Yeah.
can put it on the tax map, so nobody,
Tax
blows
map,
over.
that's what it's called,
Oh, good.
tax map.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's my spiel for you all to show you that
Good.
I've been working in the background
That's
with
great.
Blair.
Thank
When
you.
the Blair was better.
This blew my mind when I saw it.
Yeah.
It was,
Unbelievable.
Yep, it's pretty cool, and like I said, when you start seeing videos linked in, and again, like videos, it searches by the URL. So if there was something you didn't wanna show, but you wanted to add it, you can set filters for that, for who can see it and who
like
can't.
sharing and not sharing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause I've got, like, at the one for work, to make sure nobody can hack in, I've got it set up so that you can only see it if you're viewing it from it within the VPN of the company. So only employees can see it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll get a copy of the
You've been wanting
KML
to do
file right now, so that I
something,
can give it to you.
not even that, high speed for a long time, that's for sure.
Well, if there's no other business,
No?
then we can close the meeting. Is that
You
correct?
wanna set up a next meeting?
Oh, yeah, let's set up the meeting before we close it.
Definitely.
Can you please put that?
I will. Oh, you mean what? Alright, so,
Alright.
24th, how much time out do we wanna do? A month, couple months to give snow time to clear, and then we can kinda
Yeah, probably a month.
get out there, plan our field trip for before the bugs are out.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's
So-
go, maybe try the end of March, depending on what the weather looks like.
Yeah, does that,
So that's 2 months out, you wanna go 2 months out.
Yeah, cause I'm just thinking if the next thing we're really trying to plan is to do a walk, then if, by March, if snow starts receding, so that we can actually see the stuff we wanna see, to make those evaluations and come up with that prioritized list. Unless we wanna go longer to make sure that it's gonna be,
We should probably have a meeting in March to prep for the town meeting,
okay,
which is in April?
yeah, April 12 or something.
April 12th.
Okay.
So then the
Do we,
earlier in March is what we probably want.
yeah, do we want like the middle of March, the
Yeah.
beginning of March?
But where are the Ides in March?
Yeah.
Are we looking at Friday, or is it just because we got bumped off on the Monday?
yeah, I didn't know, typically what's open more often than not for days of the week, for being going.
Once we get through budget season, more days are gonna open up.
Okay,
Okay.
So we wanna stick to a Monday as a first,
as a
I
first,
would.
first pick,
so we'll like pick a Monday, and if that Monday is not available, like another day during that same week, or?
okay.
Yeah, alright.
So I would say middle of March is either gonna be the 10th, Monday the 10th, or Monday the 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day.
I would say the 10th.
I'd say the 10th.
Okay.
Yeah. So March 10th?
As first choice.
At 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Alright.
And then as a backup, that Friday the 14th.
Sure. Does that work with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can make it, I can make it.
Okay.
As far as supplies go, I did a count of all the flags that I found some more flags. So we shouldn't need any more US flags, just for what we have in town, as far as vets go. But I will need more firefighter flags. I know in years past, you know, sometimes we order stuff with the pandemic and the shipping issues. It was tough getting stuff in a timely manner. I don't think that's a problem anymore.
Yeah.
But maybe, you know, March we can order, you know, the firefighter flags. We should be good to go. And I usually get like, there's one guy at an Acton Corner, or whatever, has a Marine flag and a US flag. So I'll get the other flags as well, so. Yeah, I think March, if we at least get the flags, we'll be good to go.
How often do you run into needing specific branch?
There's a few people out there. So the way I usually do, the flag, so I mean, the vet obviously gonna get a US flag. But if they were in a war, I'd like to get the World War II marker, or whatever war it might have been. If they weren't in a war, or we don't know if they were, they'll either get a US veteran one, or like an Army one, or a Marine one, or whatever it is.
Okay.
And then we can put a US flag in there, but there's some people that do have both. Or they might have a US flag, you know, a veteran flag, and then a firefighter flag. So there's roughly a dozen people, I think, in Acton, that do have firefighters as well, so.
Okay.
Sounds good. Let's see, we talked about the tools. Do we just start with, like, what I have listed here? I don't have like, a chainsaw or whatever. Is there other equipment that we're gonna have to buy besides, like, what you see here?
So Steve, the equipment that you've been bringing, is that yours, or did you buy
Some-
that solely for the?
Some of it is, like the lawnmower is from here.
So you would be able to give us a list of what the committee does currently
Yeah.
have, so that we can supplement what's missing.
Yeah, and I think like the little mini chainsaw, like the pruning saw, that's it that I've claimed. I bought other loppers for myself and like replacement blades and whatnot, but that's all mine. Yeah, I think it's just the little saw and then
So even the barrels and the bear claws, those are all your
those are all mine,
personal?
yeah. Oh, and I think the spray, little spray bottle that
Yeah.
I use, so,
The dispensers, you mean?
yeah.
So it looks like we need pretty much everything. All right.
And a place to
Yeah, I
lock it
mean,
up. Now, Acton doesn't have a locker, right? There's no like, storage locker for the town equipment, it's just,
No.
Couldn't we store it at the Historical Society?
no.
Okay.
I'm not being mean, I'm just saying no. We have no room for our own stuff,
Yeah,
so,
I know.
and I wouldn't wanna
Well,
have it there.
Yeah, last thing that we had was the old fire station gym that came down last year.
So now even your equipment is homeless.
There wasn't much in there. It was pretty nasty.
Can we keep it at the Lincoln School? That was a joke.
I'm not going there.
I'm not going there either.
I know we discussed at one point, I think in the last one, Jay mentioned something about maybe we try to, at some point, it probably won't happen this year, but trying to figure out procuring some kind of storage, whether it's a very small, one of those really
Yep.
small pull-behind enclosed trailers, that way it's lockable. It could be, you know, work it out, maybe talk with Jen to see if there is a spot that we could have dedicated to leave the trailer here, so that it's on
Yeah.
town property, it's controlled. The key would be in here so that that's controlled, stuff like that, but come up with a legitimate way of not only storing it, but then when we go to use it,
You can get to it.
we
Yeah.
can get to it, go use it, put it back where it belongs. Everything's kinda organized.
Remick Cemetery, what needs to be done?
We're trying to plant the creeping myrtle, whatever.
Creeping clock.
Let's wait and see if it comes
Creeping
back.
clock.
It might come back.
Um,
It might.
I think
It's
that's
pretty
it. I mean, we wanna, actually, yeah, so we wanna get those stairs, and who had the granite steps? Is it
Jay, my mother.
Okay, so we wanted to put stairs in there. There was none ever there, but it was right on that little bank, and just, make it nice. And maybe fix the stone wall a little bit. That's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, got a lot of work done on that place.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I would say maybe for the next meeting between now and then, if you're able to, sounds like it'd be a pretty short list for what we have that
Oh, yeah.
is for the committee, and then what, I mean, I think you know pretty well all what's gonna be needed for all equipment. And then if you have that, I can start keeping start putting it into data files so that I can get that printed for everybody to have. And then I can look into, if that's what you guys want me to do, I can look into getting a price list together so that we know approximately how much everything is gonna cost to get. And then we're gonna have to definitely have a serious conversation of where we put it,
Yeah,
once we have these things.
for sure.
It might be a matter of just getting a small shed that we can put
Like one of
somewhere.
those plastic
Up back.
Rubbermaid
Yeah,
ones.
those little,
Oh, yeah.
it's a glorified kids
Yeah,
she shed type deal where we can just put everything in there with a lock and.
Yep. Yep. See what we can do to look into that and also a place to secure it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'll pretty well take care of most stuff, and then we'll have that for the next meeting, and then we'll have figuring out, when we wanna go exploring.
Okay, that sounds good. Anything else? Does anybody have anything else? No? Okay, now do I close it?
That's up to you.
You?
Yeah, no,
Motion, motion to adjourn,
motion.
Okay,
motion to adjourn the meeting.
And a second,
aye? Oh, second.
Second.
Yeah,
and all in
Seconded.
favor?
all in
Yes.
favor.